Hello and welcome to a new studio vlog. If you're new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Alona. I'm a beginner artist from Latvia. I'm also a mom, so I try to juggle between my art and my duties. This week I'm continuing my abstract painting experiments. I felt very stiff after the weekend. I guess it's okay for a Monday morning. I did get my inspiring morning walk first thing in the morning, after I drove my son to school, of course. Walks always help me recharge my batteries, so here I was in my studio, trying to figure out where to begin. I started by checking my paint supplies and quickly realized that many of my paint tubes are dried out or just ended, so I had to be creative to squeeze the remains into separate containers. I found my favorite turquoise color that I immediately felt like using this time. I had this beautiful, super textured sketchbook spread waiting to be finished. It was hard to decide how to not overdo it. I feel like I did way too much still. I figured out that when the texture is so very rich, it's best to color it with just some color gradients. When I added my usual patterns and lines, I then struggled to make it look harmonious enough. Also, today was the day I discovered one cool true crime podcast that really kept me distracted from thinking my steps through. It's a good and a bad thing. I got lost in the process. I did enjoy it, of course, but I feel like I didn't really listen to myself enough. Overall, I'm having mixed thoughts about my abstract practice at the moment. I'm still not 100% sure that I would want to create this way always. I somehow miss painting in a more figurative way, and I think that to me, abstract on paper doesn't seem satisfying enough. I get a whole more from it when I create abstract art on canvas. I'm not sure why. Maybe the paper is just too sensitive. It can't be scratched through much or sanded. I start to begin developing this itch to paint over some canvases that I have. Not sure if it's a good sign. I feel like it's still too early. I still feel scared to get into this rabbit hole of creating paintings to sell. I'm somehow scared of selling now. I never felt good at it, and I still haven't found my ideal audience or place where to promote what I create. And also, creating for myself is like being in a cave and in my comfort zone. I feel so good in my place right now. I'm scared of feeling anxious again. This time I don't compare myself to anyone and I don't feel like competing. I am blessed to have this amazing opportunity to create freely. I'm back with voiceover again. Actually, today in the studio, I felt like real magic happened. I was so unsure what I want to do when I had my breakfast, and when I was walking outside, my thoughts were so mixed, and I worried that I would not know how to start. But then I found those old paint tubes that I didn't use for a while. They're pretty large and kind of liquidy. They are good for smearing around and layering one on top of the other, and I thought I'd just give it a go with my little spatula tool, which is actually a baking tool. And I had so much fun. This whole process inspired me so much that I just could not stop for hours. And I kept playing and playing in different ways, trying to create layers and trying to show some interest and build movement different ways. And I used all my tools. All my stuff was really dirty at the end, and I had to wash all my devices, all my gadgets that I use in my studio, all my paint brushes and all my smearing things. And but I had so much fun. I was so inspired. I could not expect for this to happen. And yeah, I couldn't wait for anything to dry, so I had to blow dry the pages and add some sheets of paper in between so nothing is smeared or sticking together. And I was just going with the flow, one page after another, and I created so many beautiful things and made so many great discoveries, and I can't wait to continue doing this tomorrow. I have a few more ideas in my mind, like creating some large blobs of color and layering them one on top of the other. I really cannot explain the process. I was just enjoying myself. It was all really intuitive. I tried to leave what I liked and cover up what I didn't like. I tried to make different things and experiment with different markings, and it just really flew out of me somehow. I don't know where this creativity came from. Probably I was just inspired by nature, or maybe I slept well today. I don't know, but this is just pure magic. I hope that I will discover something that I can use later on canvases when I'm brave enough to get back to painting real paintings and not just my sketchbook play around. But yeah, I feel so super excited, and I'm so happy to share this with you, and I'm happy that I recorded this all because I didn't expect for this to be so cool today. And I really love all the color combinations. I had a real fun time doing this all and mixing some colors out of just several of my paint jars that I got. I had red, I had purple, orange. The purple was a bit tricky because it dried darker than it looks when it's not dry. Yeah, that's what happens with acrylic paint. It usually dries darker, but not with all colors. But still, I really like how the purple is contrasting with other colors in here, and I'm super happy about what I did today. And yeah, I feel super excited, energized, and I feel my juices flowing again, and I'm just so excited to do something else in the sketchbook later on. Yeah, I dare you to experiment. Just be brave with what you're doing. Grab all your paints, try different tools, try something unexpected. Try using just a piece of cloth to lift up the paint that you just smeared on top of other paint and see what texture it creates. I don't know, just go with the flow and stop worrying about if something good will happen, because whenever I worry too much, nothing turns out well. But when I'm not thinking at all, I wasn't even listening to music when I did this. I was fully concentrated on my process, but concentrated in a way that I was just doing what felt right. I didn't put myself into frames and I didn't limit myself anyhow. I just went with the flow and it totally worked. So I think this is the best way to create this intuitive abstract art that I'm looking to create in future. I hope it was fun to watch. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I hope you will play with your paint soon.
Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Turn this room, turn it to an ocean. Let me float around. Eyes closed, like we're dreaming even when we're not. You and me got a whole other meaning, I don't know how. You and me just know how it feels when we're falling in love. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning.